Welcome everybody, my name is Blaze0787 and welcome back to This is the Police. Let's get on with the story. Day 5. Officer Blaine explains, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. Mayor Rogers City has no problems with racists. Yeah, sure.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn.
A car. A gun. Tractor. Pills.
I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Mafia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Mafia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me, my family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
Do I help Kendrick or do I refuse? Let's help him out.
Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you to go.
Jack,
Get the fuck out of my nice cozy barn, Frank. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once, sometimes with a little pride even. In one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of in Freeburg, especially for a cop. And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the Mafia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts. Right before the last hammer falls. Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a Mafia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
No, so we're in with the Mafia. Yesterday, I lost a bet and swallowed my car key. Last night I was shitting blood. I think I'd better get to the hospital. Yes, but coming tomorrow. That's one of my bloody best ones. Damn. Let's go with this one. Can't remember the last one I picked. Request to City Hall. No matter your personal relationship with the city's administration, your police station is at their mercy. In order to maintain reasonable working conditions, you have to send appropriate requests to the mail. Affairs, City Hall. Decisions from City Hall depend on whether they are satisfied with your work. You can send requests every 5 days. The fools in charge of the city may refuse outright or accept only some of your requests. So only ask what you really need. Just go and upgrade and swap. And what do we get? Please don't tell me you're black. I think that person's black. I think. See, I can fire you because you're too old, but I don't have... Are you too old? No. So I can get rid of that one. See, fire all black cops is just wrong. Okay, that's gonna go badly. Yay.
Looks like we have a situation here.
The shop has 2 exits, from which a few people have already fled. Enter the store from the main entrance, sneak up to the back door, drive the Coco right through the front window. Sneak up to the back door. The stick-up man has noticed the police presence and took the cashier hostage. He's holding his gun to the cashier and shouts, "Back off or I'll blow his goddamn face off." Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unknown language. Quite outdoor, you make things complicated. The robber grows visibly nervous. Don't shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll take a little bit and go, no one will get hurt. The cashier begins to cry. I'll let you leave here upright, but only if you release the hostages. There's only 2 ways out of here: in cover in the body bag, shoot the robber. That one.
910 complete.
Okay, I've got 2 dead officers. Damn. There's the lead. It's one hot day. Last week 4 people joined me. I can't because I have no one.
311A complete. 212 in progress.
Fender escaped. Can't do it.
212 complete.
Me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation, so this is obviously the thing. Okay, I'll have to deal with you in a bit. Shocks possible. Yes, I could not do anything. Good.
In progress.
I'm already 2 coppers down. One of them was an old guy. Looks like tomorrow's going to be a long day. More like the first of a lot of long days. There's just too much going on. Day 6, July 20th. According to Dr. Can't say that name, Waterbury, Thomas Blaine has a new form of schizophrenia. Thomas Blaine's pregnant woman killer sent to mental hospital. Mayor Rogers not afraid of the competition.
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
A man? What man? Who let him on this floor?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I asked him his name, but he just ignored me. He was talking on a big telephone, you know, one of those portables. He gave me this envelope and left.
Damn. Okay, let's see about this. Of course, they could have shot them the second they took the photo, but I knew Kendrick and his family were all right. Either way, the message was not that they got out. It meant that I was in. My servitude to the Mafia had begun. I'd only been in my new position 5 seconds, and I already knew why Kendrick called it a contract. You sound doomed if you call it what it is. A curse. Boyd.
Good morning, Jack. I believe you just received my message.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget some people don't recognize my voice. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble recognizing me. Like I was a member of your family. Even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you. No man is immune.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, we both are. And in our old age, friendship becomes rare and all the more precious. But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you insist, Jack, let us formally meet. Hello, Jack Boyd. I'm Christopher Sand.
Wonderful, Mr. Sand. And what is it you do for a living?
Oh, you'll soon find out all about that. Well, you'll learn much more than a simple policeman could ever expect. You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn off your phone. You start today.
And slam the phone.
8 in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. 80 out of 100, 800 out of 1,000. I'm proud of those statistics. It's not so bad for Freeburg, right? But now I just officially became a mafia whore. I'm supposed to be fearing for my life, for the lives of my wife and children. But the only thing I can think, what's gonna happen to 8 and 10?
I've got some terrible heartburn this morning. Might be better if I go home. No. Let's go this back one. John turned out to be a gang for the mafia known as the Red Mars. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. Yeah. There are a number of gangs in Freeburg, and that means there are bounties to collect. Some of the criminals you come across will be members of one gang or another. In exchange for immunity, they may be willing to give up their bosses. In this way, you can get your hooks into the gang members higher and higher up the food chain and ultimately take down the boss. If you do arrest the boss, the gang will be finished and claim the reward. There is also a reward for formally charging gang members. Whenever you arrest a gang member, you will get a bonus, but your deal with that person is over. Don't settle for small fish, use the small fish to catch the big fish. Let's start the investigation. Go with we'll work 2 times a day. Belle Lane gave several interviews in which she spoke about atrocities committed by the Red Mask gang. She embolizes a lot and distorted the facts. If you want to keep people from panicking, you'll need to take down the gang within the next 4 days. actually, hold on. Right, so it's actually a group that I need. A. A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it should be B. You can go to B. Just waiting for some bits to pop up my hole.
10A in progress.
Investigation has started. Ninghe is the faithful assistant Jin Young, and founded a member of the gang. He's entrusted with the most serious jobs. Necklace restaurant door. Okay. We'll deal with that when it comes to it. Gee, technically, you're too old. I'll have to do that. And connect you to B shift. Yeah, it's because we had a black person there, that's why it failed. What the hell is this A thing? I don't know.
410A complete.
Yep.
113B in progress.
Now that's another one out. Yeah, she's sort of too old. Officers have determined the class to overtake the criminal and attempt to take him into custody, catch up, overtake the offender on Brook Road.
113B complete.
Officer court, officers unharmed. Offender court, officers unharmed.
710A in progress.
What's the situation? You, and you. So, housing, town, businesses. Hmm.
911 in progress. 710A.
Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refused to pay his debts. Says that the police will protect him. I think it's time we show him whose side the police are on. Turning out to be a bad cop. I don't think you'll get anything over here or here.
911.
assault with a deadly weapon. You, send you. Still know what that A is. No, it wasn't that far then.
Looks like we have a situation here.
The police cruiser has caught up with the perpetrator's van, used the bullhorn, ran the van off the road, shoot at the criminal's tires. The van takes a sharp turn and crashes through a window of a sex shop. A woman, looks like a man, oh okay, woman exits the vehicle, grabs a shop attendant and puts a gun to his head. Let go of the man right now. Throw a rubber sex doll at the assailant. Shoot the criminal in the head. Throw a rubber sex doll.
412.
Yeah, that actually worked. I think it's more of a confusion thing. Nearly midnight. Oh, there you go. Let's go with that one and that one. Would have said her, but there's a high chance of losing. Okay, why can't I start the investigation on her? Oh. Jesus. Investigation into Francis Kendrick could resume. Racist gang runs wild in city. Second tower to be built in Freeburg.
The people of Freeburg have built up a tolerance for the petty horrors of modern life. You'll never see crowds gathering around a beaten passerby. Folks rarely even slow to gawk at a car accident. And street theft doesn't turn heads anymore. Been a long time since people got worked up about stuff like that. So when I ran into a troubled crowd on the way to work, I knew there was something serious going on. Something bad enough to knock these people out of their daily rhythm. And we're talking about people who would step over a corpse if it was blocking the door to the coffee shop. But apparently all it takes is a bunch of leaflets, or spreading broken glass across Main Street, or releasing a couple of hundred rats in the ice arena. The mysterious figure taking responsibility for these strange acts goes by the alias Robespierre. Nobody knows who he is, what he wants, or what all this adds up to, from the buckets of lard spread on the sidewalk to the front door of City Hall covered with ostrich feathers. But this strange cross between childhood pranks and cheap theatrics has got the people all worked up. Everyone understands when some Freeburg crook satisfies the basic human need to rob and kill. But when someone steals a lion from the local zoo and locks him in a cell below the courthouse, the people start asking questions. Myself, I kind of like this Robespierre. It's not just the pranks he's pulling or his Green Bull's head emblem. I just like his funny nickname. Robespierre? Really? Who does that make me? The Marquis de Lantenac? I don't think so. In the old books about revolutions, I fancy myself the old gunner who goes off to war with a bag of damp powder. Or maybe the innkeeper who tops up the beer kegs with mop water. It's something to think about.
Martin Stett is your new deputy. I'm too tired. I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? So you're an alcoholic. Great. New records can be obtained as a gift or a thank you for all your services. But why wait when you can refill your collection now? Yes, catalogue, and I can buy. Let's go you. The Mafia can offer you some very interesting services. You're practically a member of the family now, so it will hardly cost you a thing. Crime Trap. The Mafia will falsify a special crime in progress report, and all the officers arrive at the scene will be killed, up to 3 cops. Investigation Trap. The Mafia will falsify a special investigation, and detectives who arrive at the scene will be killed. Only 1. Threaten. The Mafia will intimidate members of the community before the hearing at the prosecutors. Your new assistant is no Kendrick, but he's not as useless as he might seem. He can handle some of your duties when you're pressed for time, but lunch is on you, along with any expenses. Send your staff for training. Send employees to an informal outdoor party. Hire a snitch. Consultant detective. Buy names. Buy silence. Actually not a bad song. The teens are standing and smoking not far from the store, admiring their new shoes. Time to return those shoes. Attempted murder. Today in Freeway we're hosting the premiere of Back to the Future. The film's distributor have asked the City Foreign Officer to stand at the door and ensure the visitors do not bring in handheld cameras in the film. Listen, G. Officer Court, so everything's all good, but
in progress.
this is the issue. Alright, Jack, we have something going down today at engineering plant at 10:09. We wouldn't want any policemen crashing the party, I think, for... It's at 10:09 engineering plant. Chief, we helped him and thank you. He gave us a master truth. Prefers Glam, but she was really sad and was at the bar by the time the shift ended. I haven't had to use the swap, so I'm good. Let's get the investigation going. Alright, so 10:09 engineering plant. All the lights are on when the police arrive. The museum caretaker explains that he's only had one job in a couple of weeks and he's worried he's going to be fired over this foolishness. The police come down and he points to the bathroom stall that the artist locked himself in. Enter the adjoining one. A terrified and tearful young man holding a knife insists that he's engaged in some kind of performance art and that no one understands. He refuses to surrender the knife and is threatening to... Oh, so less than an hour. So, this is the engineering plant. Investigation has started. So this is the one I have to ignore. Alright, so we've got some new frames. See if it's going to help. Is this going to help us? Oh, okay, like that.
9/11.
let's go you and you. Theft. Offender escaped. This just sounds, give me 4 grand. Jack, you must have seen the newspaper stories about Thomas Blaine, the retired cop who went schizophrenic and shot a pregnant woman. To ensure this tragedy doesn't repeat itself, we've decided to conduct psychological testing for all cops over 50. That includes you, Jack. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Eleanor is waiting for you in the office. Don't be late. Obviously. Look, and I got 20 grand. Jack, keep up the good work and we'll make sure your final days at Freeway PD are much more comfortable. And end day. Alright, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all for watching. Obviously, we've just taken down a gang, obviously lost 2 cops. One person decided to go to the bar, someone swallowed his own car keys. You know, standard stuff. But, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll obviously continue this later date. And any comments will be appreciated. Please hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.